I can never tell if we're live, but it looks like we are. Ooh! What's up, Internet? My name is Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
This is the Nightly Morning Show. We get nerdy nightly.
And we thought we'd share it with you.
Well, I moved around some buttons on the stream deck and thought I would remember.
Yay, we're not muted this time. GG's.
Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? Clarus, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been a rough week, so I am ready to kick this week's booty.
You know what? Me too. Last week was long. We like historically had a bad week.
Historically.
In the histories of the Nerdy Nightly, it will be remembered as being a bad week.
There you have it.
But you know what? I'm hoping that, honestly, we just won't remember it. We'll just, put last week out of our memories.
It won't matter. In the long term, it really won't matter.
The highlight of the week, though, let's be honest. The highlight of the week was that immediately after last week's Nightly Morning Show, we got up, went out the door, we got our second doses, and we're fully vaccinated now.
Yeah.
Which feels good.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's like a weird, stress off our shoulders, in a sense.
So let's say good morning to Rhiannon and Kate's. Good morning. Welcome. Shin, thank you for being here. Rebel Trooper, of course. We are still working on how to mod people. So, Rebel, as soon as we can figure that out, you will be a mod in this.
Yeah. We need, your, YouTube URL.
YouTube is very different from Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a learning curve.
Yes,
but
it is.
You know what? I'm still really glad we moved the show here. I've been having a lot of fun with it over here on YouTube.
Yeah. I think it's more of a YouTube show for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Before we get into the show this morning, I just wanted to briefly bring up that yesterday our patrons learned of a little bit of a change that we're making in the company. We are going to be changing the tiers of our Patreon. And so if you want to check out our social medias later today, we're going to be posting some stuff about the new tiers and all of that. It has never been a better time to join the Patreon than right now. And I just wanted to throw that out there because the Patreon really is the backbone of how we continue to do this, how all of our streams happen. And we wanted to make some things a little bit cheaper, more available. We wanted to be able to bring more people together.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be switching up the Patreon a little bit just so that we can try and engage as many people as possible and keep the Nerdy Nightly on the wheels that the bus is on, because the Patreon is the wheels.
It fell apart a little bit there, but you get the idea.
And the Twitch is the seats, and the YouTube is the canopy thing.
So YouTube kind of protects us from rain a little bit.
The YouTube protects us from the rain. That's true.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Does it?
I mean, no. Not at all. I was just going with it.
All right. Well, it's time to get into the news, and I wanted to do something a little bit different this week. Because
switching it up on me.
Yes, I am switching it up on you because I feel like we've fallen into a bit of a routine on the show, right? And so I wanted to change up the routine, and I thought that it would be fun this morning to start with my favorite segment, Clarus makes up the news.
Why would you start with that?
Because I got to keep you on your toes.
But I haven't had a warm up, and I haven't had the news yet to inspire my fake news.
Yeah, I know. I thought this would be fun for that exact reason.
Oh my god, why?
That is 100% the reason I'm doing this.
That's so mean.
Yep, it is.
I'm very upset with you. Oh my god, what? So anyone who's on time gets to witness me making up the news, but if you're late, well...
You'll have to watch for the Nightly Morning Show Clips channel, where this will go up later. Yeah, babe.
Yeah, that was so mean. I gotta agree with Shin.
I know. I intended for it to be mean. Rebel Trooper's right. This is my surprise attack of the day. I have many surprise attacks on my wife every day, but this is it. This is the start of her day.
Wow.
Make something up. Come on, let's go. I want to see those improv skills.
I was not ready.
You're never ready. You say the same thing no matter when in the show it happens.
I know, but this time I was extra not ready.
Yeah, I know. That's why I did it.
Great. I love that for me.
All right, here we go. Clarus makes up the news.
I love my job. Wow, you're gonna make the beginning of the show drag, and I blame you for this.
Yeah, I am. And I'm okay with that, because this is entertaining for maybe only me. I think other people find this entertaining, but I
just being
especially find it...
like...
Yeah, I kind of love it.
Cool. All right. That's...
I believe in you. Come on. You got this.
I literally got, like, nothing.
Nothing at all?
I was so not prepared at all for this.
We've been doing this for 7 months.
Well, I know, but, like...
This segment we have been doing for 7 months.
I know.
And you are still completely unprepared every week.
Last week I thought I was okay. I only hummed and hawed for, like, 60 seconds.
It was 4 minutes.
Last week? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. I had to edit it.
Maybe it was the week before then.
No, the week before was the really bad one where you were like, I don't know.
Thanks for reminding me of that one.
I'm just being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Babe, you this is the lesson I'm trying to help you learn. You got it. The show must go on. Let's go. Come on. Make something. You can make up anything you want. You can literally make up anything you want. Like.
Okay.
All right, here we go. This is it.
Breaking news. Disney.
Mm-hmm. Heard of them?
Yeah, Disney. You might have heard of them.
Heard of
They're
them for sure.
Pretty big company. Disney's been on this trend of like remaking their movies into live action.
Yeah, right. Like Cruella, which came out a couple weeks ago.
Right. Which we still haven't seen yet, but
nope.
Well, we probably will at some point.
Maybe.
So Disney is actually teaming up with somebody for their next live action movie. Yeah, the next live action Disney movie is going to be the original. Sorry, it's not a movie. It's it's going really well. It's not a movie. It's the original Mickey Mouse cartoon is being remade in live action, and they're teaming up with Kylie Jenner.
To play Mickey Mouse?
To play Minnie Mouse.
Oh, she wasn't in the original cartoon.
No, she was not.
So so they're doing a rewrite. No, I'm talking about Minnie Mouse.
Yeah. Well, they wanted some more female representation because it's 2021,
mm-hmm.
right? So,
mm-hmm.
Kylie Jenner is playing Minnie Mouse. And the twist on it,
mm-hmm.
and what people are kind of upset about, is that Disney was like, let's add some female representation, right? Which you would 100%. Think would make sense. But the entire reason that they're teaming up with Kylie Jenner is for Minnie Mouse to promote Kylie Jenner cosmetics.
Oh wow! They're gonna do that in the movie?
In the show.
That's gonna become a part of the plot?
Yeah, makeup is going to play a big factor in in this live action mouse show.
So I have, as I always do, I have a couple of follow-up questions here. The first follow-up question, that original Mickey Mouse cartoon, very famous.
Very famous.
Incredibly famous.
Yeah.
What was it called?
The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Nope, that's from the 90s. What was the original Mickey Mouse cartoon called? It's got a very famous name.
Oh, well, I don't know. What?
This just cracks me up. Ooh, okay.
What was it?
Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie.
He's on the steamboat, and he's going...
And that's... They named
I think
it
that song's
after
in public domain now, too.
The steamboat?
No, that's what the cartoon was called.
So they named the cartoon after the steamboat. Is Willie the steamboat?
You know what? I don't know.
Breaking news! Willie is going to be played by Jason Momoa, actually.
He's gonna play the steamboat?
Yeah, Steamboat
and
Willie.
Kylie Jenner's just gonna be on his back.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing her makeup and ride Jason Momoa down the river.
Yeah, but live action. So it's gonna be like a boat with like a face on it, with like mice.
Oh my god.
And a tiny steering wheel.
That's so horrifying. Just a giant Jason Momoa face on like coming out of the front of a boat
like Thomas the Tugboat.
It's gonna look like the Rock as the Scorpion King in The Mummy. When he's like coming out of the like desert and it's just his like face in the desert.
Uh-huh.
Wow, alright, well, that was some fake news. That was some very, very fake news.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's real.
Thank you for that, Clarus. Before we move on...
I'm upset with you. Before
we move on to the rest of the show, I just want to mention that we are sponsored by Javi Coffee. Javi Coffee, hashtag drink Javi, is just a great way to get your caffeine fix in the morning. Basically, this is coffee concentrate. It is 30 cups of coffee condensed into this little bottle, and all you have to do is take your favorite liquid. You put... I do a tablespoon. They say 2 teaspoons.
I was going to say, you've had 15 cups of coffee already.
I mean, yeah, I've had a lot.
No, I know.
Yeah. I do a tablespoon of this every day in my coffee. This is my second cup of this so far today. But, it's Mondays. Mondays are 2 coffee mornings. Let's just be honest.
That's fair.
Javi Coffee is great taste. It is the easiest way to make an iced coffee. You put ice water and this in a glass. You have iced coffee in like 15 seconds. And we have an affiliate link. So go down into the video description thing to go get your bottle of Javi Coffee. Buy 3 bottles. Buy 5. Buy 50. This stuff is great. I highly recommend it. I've been enjoying the heck out of it. I'm not even gonna lie. It's so easy to talk nice about things that you like.
Yeah, because it's so convenient.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's great stuff. It's weird, right? Because they reached out to us and they were like, "Do you want to have this affiliate thing?" And I was like, yeah, because I would like to be affiliated with a coffee company on the morning show. That made sense to me. But then I was like, what if I don't like it? And it was like already on the way, and I was sitting there like, do I have to lie? And then I tasted it, and I was like, oh, this is really good. And I was like, well, that makes my life easier.
Yeah.
And now back to the show. Y'all, the title of today's episode is Loki. Loki news, because there was some fun Loki news this week.
Yeah, you might have heard of him.
Let's be honest. Loki seems to be on the tip of everybody's tongue right now. The Loki show on Disney Plus right now is fantastic. I just want to say it's fantastic. We are 44. We are 4 episodes in. There have been twists and turns. The show is like a labyrinth of twists and turns.
Yeah. It is like the epitome of like, gotcha! Like...
100%.
But in the best way possible, where it doesn't feel like contrived or try-hardy. Sometimes when you watch a movie and they think that they're really, really smart, or a show,
I
they
agree
think
with
that they're really, really smart and look how clever we are. And Loki manages to be really, really clever without that, like, I don't know what the word is, but without, I don't know.
Without the presumption of it.
Sure, yeah.
It is interesting because we didn't love the first episode.
No, and that's what I've said. I've said if you have not watched Loki yet, and you're thinking about it, I would watch the first 2 episodes. Because the first episode, neither of us really loved. Mm-hmm. I was a little surprised by it, honestly, because
it's a little slower.
I was anticipating Loki to be my favorite show out of the 3. Episode 1 was a little disappointing, but episodes 2, 3, and 4 have all been just incredible. So, if you haven't watched it yet, please, I highly recommend.
And so while we're riding this Loki high, I agree. I think the show's really good. It's not my favorite of the Disney Plus shows. We have our spoiler chats that go up. I have some things about the show that I think are a little weird, and I think that's a larger discussion for a different video. We'll have another one of those coming up this Wednesday, but also coming up this Wednesday. In addition to getting the 5th episode of Loki, the TV show, The Simpsons will be premiering a short based on the character called The Good, the Bart, and the Loki. A new Marvel-themed short that will premiere this Wednesday, July 7th, along with the 5th episode. There is no trailer or anything for it yet. It's just going to kind of come out. There is an image. That image is part of the thumbnail for this video. But I'm really excited for this. It is going to go along with The Force Awakens from its nap short that they made for Star Wars a couple of months ago. And Tom Hiddleston will be voicing the role of Loki in the short, making it... I don't know, this is really exciting. I think it's a really smart way for them to continue to ride the high that Loki is experiencing right now. This character is just everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think that making a short like this with The Simpsons just gives it one more audience to get into. You know what I mean? Just one more place. And we will definitely be checking this out. We'll probably be talking about this short alongside the episode in our spoiler chat. Since, that Disney Plus synergy, they're right there.
Yeah. It's funny, like, The Simpsons has so much clout that I'm pretty sure they could pull anybody to be on the show.
Well, I mean, so many people would just die to be a voice on The Simpsons, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't even watch The Simpsons anymore. I haven't really watched The Simpsons since, season 10. Mm-hmm. But if The Simpsons asked me to do a voice, I would be over the moon. Conan O'Brien recently just ended his stint as a talk show host, late-night talk show host. And The Simpsons made a cartoon version of him. Conan O'Brien was very famously one of The Simpsons writers in the early seasons. And they made a exit interview skit that he got to voice himself on and have this conversation with Homer. The Simpsons is ubiquitous with American culture, I think. Mm-hmm. And it is... if I was Tom Hiddleston, I would be so excited to be on The Simpsons. Like, I'm literally Loki in the Avengers, but I'm like, yeah, I want to voice... please make me a Simpson. That's so cool.
Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's funny, like, I have a feeling that when The Simpsons started out, they did not think that they'd be, 25 year... How many years has The Simpsons been going for?
I have no idea.
Pretty sure it's, 25.
No, I literally have no idea. It's got to be longer than that, though.
Yeah, it started before
When did The Simpsons premiere?
Well, before I was born, or around the time that we were.
I literally have no idea when The Simpsons started.
It's been going forever. It's very impressive.
The Simpsons premiered in 1989.
Yeah.
So, 32 years ago.
That's a couple years off. It's a couple years off.
Do they must have hit season 30 by now. They're on season 31 right now.
Yeah.
That's insane.
How many other shows can say that?
Literally no one. No, they're on season 32. They are literally, season 32 ended on May 23rd. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, there's a joke, there's a common joke amongst writers of television that is like, The Simpsons did it. And you just acknowledge that The Simpsons did it, and you still do it, because at this point, The Simpsons has done every single possible TV plot.
Oh yeah, they predicted the future.
They predicted the future multiple times.
It's wild.
But in a world where they can do whatever they want and it doesn't matter the next week, it's easier for them to predict the future because they just say whatever they want. And if it happens, it happens.
Next week it kind of resets, or they run with it for a couple episodes, which it's fun. I don't know. I did not watch The Simpsons as a kid. I wasn't allowed. So I've only honestly seen a handful of episodes, and I'm pretty sure most of them were very early episodes. But
have you seen the movie?
No.
Simpsons movie, pretty solid. Still holds up. I watched it 2 years ago. It's good. Also, if you want to have a really, really fun retro gaming experience, The Simpsons Hit and Run is a fantastic video game. Huh. Simpsons Hit and Run is top tier my childhood.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Simpsons Hit and Run, chef's kiss game. It's so good. I would love another Simpsons Hit and Run game. I really would. That would be incredible.
The only Simpsons game that I played was an arcade game.
Oh yeah, the arcade game's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, y'all, I want that cabinet in my house one day so bad. I want the Simpsons cabinet, and I want the original Star Wars cabinet with the joystick.
Okay, as long as we can have Bobble Bobble as well. What?
Bobble Bobble, really?
That was my childhood.
Bobble Bobble is your go-to arcade game?
Yeah.
Wow, that's...
all right. Before we had an Xbox, and even when we did have an Xbox, my dad was a big arcade gamer when he was a kid. That was what he loved. And he had game downloads on his computer, and we had joysticks and buttons, and we would play old arcade games, and Bobble Bobble was one of my favorites. And God, it was so hard to beat, but it was so satisfying when you did.
Yeah. Wow. I just wouldn't have expected you to... I have not heard the words bubble bubble in 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I
wild.
probably remember like 90% of the levels still. Yeah. It was that, and it was like Liquid Kids.
So what I'm hearing is that you're going to be doing a bobble bobble stream soon.
I don't know if that's possible. You know what? I'm sure there's an emulator for it.
Needless to say, Loki shortcoming. Very excited about it.
Yes.
But that's not the only Loki news that we have today. We also have some really exciting, not exciting in the sense that it's news, but exciting in the sense that I love to see this from a company.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's not the right article. How are we going to talk about this?
What do you mean how?
Well, I don't want to spoil the show if you haven't seen it. So this is not going to contain Loki spoilers, so we're not going to say who this person plays.
No, there is a character on the show.
But actress Sophia DiMartino had her first child in 2019. Congratulations on becoming a mother. And then went into filming on Loki. And I just wanted to shout out this Instagram post she made. She wrote on Instagram, "It's not easy being a working mama. Genius hashtag Christine Wada designed
the costume.
Spoilers costume and added concealed zippers so I could pump easily and nurse my baby between takes. Little big things like this made it possible for me to do my job and be a parent, and I'm forever grateful." Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to call this out. I think it's really incredible that the company did this for her. Yeah. And I think that, you know, we talk so much in our modern society about how becoming a mother can be really detrimental to the career of women. It can be really hard, particularly for women, and even more so for women of color, to continue to work and continue to advance their careers while having children. And our modern society is working at not forcing women to choose between the two things. Mm-hmm. And I think the more that we can do to make spaces and job spaces and you know, and every career field more available to women who also want to have children and not make that a detriment, it is really awesome. And I wanted to shout out Loki for doing this, and hopefully for, you know, encouraging other companies to create better facilities for women who want to pump and who need to do that throughout the day, and creating safe spaces for women to have children but also push forward on their career. Yeah,
absolutely. This is just like one of those like nice, heartwarming stories where people were just like nice people and accommodated, and
mm-hmm.
And you know, I think that we should all strive to be a little more accommodating.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no reason that having a kid should hurt your career. I just, it doesn't make sense to me. And, you know, it's especially hard in the States because there's almost no leave. Yeah. For women or men. And, you know, like, you know, I know that marital leave is more of a thing worldwide among Western countries. But
marital?
Not marital.
Maternity
leave.
Like,
but paternity leave isn't. And I think that paternity leave is just as valid and should be you know, something that we discuss as well.
Yeah.
Make room for families to grow and to you know, coalesce in those early days when it's so important for the baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love that, and I you know, at the same time I also want to shout out Sophia DiMartino, because something like this is not necessarily something that this might happen more often than we know, and people just don't want to talk about it, right? Like, there's things that some people don't want to talk about. And I think that, you know, I don't think that it's Sophia DiMartino's job to talk about this, but I also want to call her out and say, like, it's really cool that you did talk about this publicly.
Yeah.
Because it normalizes talking about things like this publicly.
Yeah.
And I think that is so, so important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
All right. Should we get into some box office news?
Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about the domestic box office. But we kind of have to talk international first, because I put it in the lower third here, that Fast 9 has, when I wrote this, it said nears 500 million. But the truth is, Fast 9 has passed $500 million worldwide. And we're about to talk about the worldwide numbers, but let's get to the domestic numbers first. All right, calm down, slow your roll. Let's talk some domestic numbers, and we'll talk about how Fast 9 got there when we get there. Fast 9 is number one again domestically with $24 million. And to show you these domestic numbers, I created a cool graph. So all the numbers on this graph are millions. Boom. That top line of numbers there is going to be their domestic haul this weekend, and the bottom line is their worldwide haul so far. In number 1, we have Fast 9 at 24 million. The Boss Baby Family Business, 17.3 million. The Forever Purge at 12.75 million. Quiet Place Part 2 dropped only 31% this weekend. That is holding on real strong. That's been in theaters for 6 weeks, still in the top 5 at 4.2 million. And The Hitman's Wife Bodyguard at 3 million. As you can see there, the top 3 movies, really, really weird this weekend for an unusual reason. Okay. Fast 9, The Boss Baby 2, Family Business, and The Forever Purge, all distributed by Universal.
Oh.
Yeah. Universal has, because of the pandemic and because of the pushback and like this having to release everything at once, Universal Pictures is responsible for the top 3 movies this weekend, including The Boss Baby 2 and The Forever Purge, which are both new.
Wow.
Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they put out Boss Baby and Forever Purge against each other, which makes sense because one is a kid's movie and one is very much an adult movie.
Yeah. They can go head to head, and you're not really gonna like leech sales from one or the other, like.
But yeah, it was a $80 million plus weekend total, and a little over $70 million of that all goes into Universal's pocket.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not bad, Universal.
When we start to talk about international numbers, though, we do have to look at that $500 million that Fast 9 has crossed. The first American film to do that since the pandemic began. You can also see a little bit further down that graph there that A Quiet Place Part 2 has passed $250 million worldwide. We also have word that Cruella, the Disney film, which is in number 6 this weekend domestically with 2.5 million, has officially crossed $200 million worldwide. Wow. So that movie's doing really well. And a surprise internationally, Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway, is actually doing fairly well at the Chinese box office, only falling 30% this week. And doing a little bit of business international. The one sort of sad story here is Still in the Heights, which dropped another 42%. It's at $1.2 million. It has made almost $27 million domestically. It does not look like it is going to cross $30 million. And if it does, it'll just barely cross $30 million domestically. So with the controversy and everything around that, it does not look like In the Heights is going to be considered a success by any means. And yeah, the other one I wanted to talk about, in 11th place this weekend with $650,000 was The Summer of Soul. The Summer of Soul is a documentary about the Woodstock, the African-American Woodstock that took place in Harlem around the same time as the more famous Woodstock took place. But Summer of Soul is a documentary directed by Questlove, which I really want to see. There just hasn't been a way for us to see it yet, but as soon as I am going to be able to, I will. But it made $650,000 at the box office this weekend for a documentary like it. It's really successful, and it's really awesome, and the reviews on it have just been absolutely incredible. So if you do have a chance, if you are a documentary fan and you do have a chance to see The Summer of Soul, I can't recommend it personally, but I just want you to know I will be watching as soon as I can, and I'm very excited.
All right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Does anything about the box office stick out to you?
Not really. I mean, Fast 9 crossing 500 million. It's, we've talked for a few weeks now how it's been really good news that things are making money. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And hopefully that saves movie theaters. Our theaters are still closed in Ontario, but we have our fingers crossed that, I don't know, maybe in August sometime, if our numbers, the trajectory continues. Yeah, 100%. That, we will have some open movie theaters, which would be nice. But yeah, I don't know. Boss Baby is a weird thing to me.
The Boss Baby 2. That one is the weird one, right? I thought Forever Purge was going to win over Boss Baby. I thought that they were going to come in closer together, but Forever Purge would come in a little bit ahead. But Boss Baby 2 beats Forever Purge by 5 million. Has a better opening weekend than In the Heights did. Like Boss Baby 2, and I know the first Boss Baby did really well, and there's a Boss Baby television show that's popular on, I think, Paramount Plus? I don't know. It's on some streaming service. So the Boss Baby franchise is growing strong. And $17.5 million is nothing to sneeze at. It was a little bit more than $20 million with the long weekend, the earlier release for the long weekend. And the 17.5 is just the 3-day. But yeah, Boss Baby 2, not a hit that I would expect.
Yeah.
But I also haven't seen the first one, and
I saw like parts of the first one, and it was really, really weird. I don't know.
It's definitely weird. Do you remember Baby Geniuses?
Yeah. I do remember that.
That was weird.
That was also weird.
That feels like a fever dream that I had that never actually existed.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't love it. No, Boss Baby is not the new Croods.
Boss Baby is not the new Croods. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
We will be watching the Croods. We have access to it. We should just watch it. But we will not be watching Boss Baby 2.
No.
Well, maybe. I shouldn't say that. I like Alec Baldwin's voice. I don't know. But that's the week at box office.
Dope.
Yeah, congrats, Fast 9. I'm really happy to see you succeeding, and I can't wait to actually see you, but I can't yet.
Yep. Hopefully soon.
So it's the middle of the show, which is where we usually do our favorite segment. Clarus. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to make you do it twice.
I was like, are you kidding me right
now? Can you imagine?
Here's the news. The nightly morning show loses half its hosts.
All right. Well, that is fun. Thank you for that, my love. But it's time to talk about my favorite story of the week, which comes from an interview with Chris Pratt, in which he revealed to the world that during the filming of Guardians of the Galaxy, he did a little Ambien, which I believe is a sleep aid, right? I'm pretty sure Ambien is a sleep drug. I should have looked that up, because I'm like 99% sure, but I'm 1% not sure. And God, that 1% is going to bite me in the bottom if it's wrong. But while on Ambien, apparently he texted Dave Batista and challenged him to a wrestling match. Are you looking up Ambien?
Yeah, I don't know. Ambien. Nope. There we go. Sleep problems.
Yeah, okay. So it is a sleep. It is a slightly dangerous sleep aid. Taters, in our chat, Hammy Tater said it's a slightly dangerous sleep aid. I have to say, that sounds like an understatement. If Ambien is the kind of drug that makes a man think that he should challenge Dave Batista to a wrestling match, it's a very dangerous sleep aid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, how high do you have to be to think that you should challenge Dave Batista to anything?
I don't know. Like, I can't imagine being in a state of mind where I feel like that would be a good idea.
Yeah. Apparently Dave Batista took it really well and they never actually fought, which is good for Chris Pratt. Because, look, Chris Pratt is jacked. Chris Pratt is in great shape. But Dave Batista is...
He's in, like, actor shape, though. He's not in, like athlete shape.
Dave Batista is a professional mess you up man.
Yeah.
Dave Batista is scary.
Yeah.
Not in like a way that like I wouldn't have a beer with him. I would absolutely have all the beers with Dave Batista. I bet he's hilarious.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
But like if he wanted to fight me, I would move countries. I would move planets. I would get on Elon Musk's SpaceX thing and get my ass to Mars as fast as possible. Dave Batista's a monster and would mess me up.
Yeah. Yeah, Was it like, was it like a joking thing, or was it like an aggressive, like, you, me, 1v1, bro, like...
I mean, from the interview, it seemed like he was like, I think I could take you, but he was high, and, you know, I will... And
then he sobered up and he was like, I regret everything.
This story makes me... I will never take Ambien. You know what I mean?
It's a dangerous drug.
This story is the worst advertising Ambien has ever had. You will try and challenge professional wrestlers to a wrestling match if you take our drug. I'm noped out.
Yeah.
I'm fully noped out.
It's a hard pass for me.
Yeah. That's a no for me, dog. Randy Jackson lives in my head rent-free.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Like, fully, because of, like, the first 2 seasons of American Idol, Randy Jackson fully, like, has a full apartment, has an ensuite bathroom in my head, rent-free.
He also shares the apartment complex with, oh no, I just forgot her name.
Well, then she doesn't have an apartment in your head.
So you think you can dance the
Julianne Hough?
No. So she's the one that like screams. She's like, hot tamale train, woo woo. Like she gets wild, and I can't remember her name.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm very upset.
Can I reveal something about myself on the show?
Yeah.
I've never seen an episode of So You Think You Can Dance.
You are missing out.
Am I?
And I can't remember her name, and now it's bothering me.
Am I? Do I really need to watch celebrities who don't know how to dance mediocrely?
No, they're not celebrities. You're thinking of Dancing with the Stars.
Never seen an episode of that either.
Okay, Dancing with the Stars is when you get celebrities to dance. This is literally like they hold auditions across the world like American Idol for the best dancers they possibly can. They're nobodies. They're dancers.
Oh, my friend Jess was on that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he was like top 6.
Mary Murphy. That's it. Thank you. Hammy. Okay.
I've seen dances from So You Think You Can Dance, but I've never like watched an episode.
So you've probably seen the one where like Twitch dances with Ellen DeGeneres.
Where Twitch dances with Ellen DeGeneres?
His name is Twitch. He's like a pop.
I was like, wait, is this like Twitch plays Pokemon? Like
no.
Twitch chat like says moves and Ellen DeGeneres has to do them?
No, his dancer name is Twitch. And he's like
isn't that the guy? Rocker. Isn't Twitch the guy who it was her DJ on her show? Wasn't Twitch the guy? I
mean, I don't know.
Or was that Flick? I can't remember.
Twitch, Flick, bop it, flick it, twist it.
Do you remember Bop Its? Oh my god. Oh, I hated Bop Its because my sisters were always better at them than me, and it made me like. Ridiculously frustrated.
I will show you some dances from So You Think You Can Dance that will make you cry.
I've seen them. I've seen the dances that like because they used to go viral on Facebook.
And
right?
You thought celebrities were that good?
I haven't thought about So You Think You Can Dance in years. So like you had to unlock the memory of it. But what were we talking about? Right, Dave Batista and Chris Pratt almost wrestled but didn't because Dave Batista would have gone to jail for murdering Chris Pratt.
Or Dave Batista would not have broken a sweat. He would have been like...
Yeah, but Chris Pratt would still be dead. Chris Pratt even says in the interview, he's like, I wouldn't have won. Like, when I woke up and realized what I'd done, I knew, like...
Hey, but that means he fell asleep and woke up. So clearly the drugs worked.
Ambien works. It's just messed up.
All right.
Ambien will mess up your day. Ambien causes a lot of sleepwalking. There's a lot of people who have like weird sleepwalking symptoms. I googled hot tamale train and she immediately came up Lamau.
Yep.
Twitch was the DJ. No, Twitch was the DJ on Ellen. Yeah, I'm not sense. Crazy.
They've worked together several times.
Why did I come up with? I'm crazy. I'm the crazy one.
Flick it.
Bop it. All right, y'all. It's time to talk about that Peter Parker luck. We don't usually talk about celebrity dating stories on this show.
No.
This one is
special.
This one isn't about who's dating though. And in this case, it is Tom Holland and Zendaya, depending on what the actual pronunciation is. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. They're dating, apparently, because videos and pictures of them making out in a car have surfaced. I don't know. I didn't look too much into that part of it because I don't really care. But what is interesting about this to me is that they are currently the main couple in the SpiderMan films that are coming out right now. Much like Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone were, and much like Tobey Maguire and Drew Barrymore were before that.
Drew Barrymore.
Not Drew Barrymore. The other redhead. Kirsten Dunst, right. The other early 2000s redhead. There were 2 of them.
Sure.
I'm kidding. But yeah, Kirsten Dunst and Tobey Maguire. And what's interesting about this story to me is that every single Spider-Man couple has dated in real life. And there is something about being Peter Parker and either Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy, in Emma Stone's case, where they always end up together. And I don't... Like, what is it?
I don't know. Maybe it's a curse. Well, none of them have gotten married.
So what, you're saying that, together. Like, Voldemort didn't get the role of Peter Parker, and so he cursed the Peter Parkers to always date the...
Yeah, exactly. No, it was actually Ralph Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes is like, wow, I never got to be Spider-Man. And, he's keeping that Harry Potter magic alive.
I would love if Ralph Fiennes showed up as, like, an old Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse. Not old, but, like, middle-aged.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
He's fantastic at everything.
If he was, like the London Spider-Man. But he's like, Ralph Fiennes has got to be 50 by now, right?
Probably. Yeah.
He's such a good actor.
He's so good. That's so funny. I mean, I don't know. Like, none of them have ended up, like, staying together forever, so maybe it's a curse.
Yeah, I just think it's funny. I think it's one of those things where it's like, this character has 3 actors who have played it, and all 3 of them have dated their co-star in their franchise.
Yep.
And it's just, it is a weird Parker luck thing. You know what I mean?
I guess.
He's got great luck with women until they die.
Mm-hmm.
Or the devil makes their marriage not exist anymore. So that Aunt May can come back to life.
Right.
Yeah, Spider-Man comics are wild.
Yeah, that's wild.
Oh yeah, they literally go to the devil and they're like, we need to bring back Aunt May. And he's like, all right, but you won't be married anymore and you won't be in love. And they're like, okay. And then that's...
Worth it.
That's how they undo their marriage for a while in the comics.
That's...
it's messed up. It's really messed up.
That is really, really weird.
Yeah. Ralph Fiennes is 58? Holy shit, he looks so good.
Yeah.
He looks so good for 58. God
yeah,
damn, dude. Yeah. Damn, he still looks so good in a suit too. Mm-hmm. In that last James Bond movie, when he comes into the that one office scene in the crisp suit, and you're like, Jesus Christ, how is this man Voldemort? He's hot.
Yeah, for me it was I'd known him as Voldemort, but when I watched In Bruges, I was like, my god, this man can act. Oh my god, so good.
Yeah, I want Ralph Fiennes to play my dad in something. So just so that we can have scenes together and I can be like, you're so good.
Fair enough. And you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. But my character has to be Ralph Fiennes' son, who also gets a little googly-eyed when he's in the room, because I don't know if I could, turn that off. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
But yeah, congrats to Tom Holland and Zendaya. I'm always going to mess that up. But I hope that you're very happy, and I hope that the whole paparazzi machine doesn't ruin it for you.
Yeah, I hope it's not a curse.
And I hope that you give us the trailer to your movie soon, because I'm desperate. I want to see it. I'm
waiting.
I have a feeling it's going to come this weekend with Black Widow.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
I have a feeling it'll come out this weekend. It'll come out in theaters, and then we'll get to do reaction probably Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, I can see that.
So we'll be ready for that trailer.
These two be ready.
Reacting.
Yeah.
Going, ooh, wow, Spider-Man.
I love the Spider-Man movies.
I do too. I like Tom Holland's Spider-Man quite a bit.
Me too.
Yeah. And Zendaya really grew on me in the second one.
Oh, you didn't like her in the first one? She wasn't around as much in the first one. It wasn't
her, honestly. It was them trying to hide... I felt in Homecoming that them trying to hide the MJ thing was weird.
Wait, isn't Homecoming the second one?
No, Far From Home is the second one.
Oh, right.
I felt like her character got a little bit caught up in them...
No, Far From Home is the one that's coming out.
No, No Way Home is coming out.
Oh, God.
It goes Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home.
God damn it.
In Homecoming, I felt like Zendaya got caught up a little bit in them trying to hide the MJ thing.
Yeah.
Because they wanted that to be a big reveal at the end of the movie. And so her character had to kind of be this, mystery. Mm-hmm. And it just wasn't as interesting to me. Her acting's great. She does a great job with it. It's just the writing of her character in Homecoming was less interesting to me than the writing of her character in Far From Home, mm-hmm. where she just got to be more active participant.
Yeah.
In Homecoming, she really is just kind of like a snarky side character.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to have the big reveal at the end of the movie, and the big reveal's fun, and I've always been there for it. But in Far From Home, she is actually a character, and she has actions and choices, and I think
that's fair.
Zendaya is such a good actress that I'm so glad she's in the role, but in Homecoming she's just not that important, really.
Yeah, that's fair.
To the plot. She's almost like the snarky observer of the plot, but not in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. She's great in it. She does a great job. I just didn't feel like I really understood it until the very end of the movie. I was like, oh, okay,
yeah.
She's going to be bigger in the next ones, and then she was, and she's great, and I'm so excited for No Way Home. I don't want anyone to think I'm not Team Zendaya here. It just, in the first movie I was like, all right, you're there.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally valid.
Yeah. Herowood in the chat is saying that he feels like the romance feels super forced to me. I disagree. I think they're really cute together.
Yeah, I feel like they do a really great job of that high school couple. They're not adults, and it feels very not immature. Immature is the wrong word, but like
awkward.
Well, yeah, it has that like awkward like teenage charm, but also that it's not always charming. Like
I appreciated that it was awkward until they awkwardly stumbled into it over the course of like maybe a little bit too long, which is how high school romances work. And then as soon as they stumbled into it, it's like just a little weirdly intense.
All right.
I feel like that's how all of those like high school relationships are though, because like you don't know what to do with your feelings, and so as soon as you have like a little bit of feelings, it's like, oh my god, I have so many feelings, and it's not that intense yet, but you don't know that it's not that intense yet because like the real stuff comes later.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I've always appreciated that about those characters. I really like them together, and I think that I'm really excited to see what they do with Zendaya in No Way Home.
Yeah, me too.
Because she's gonna be put in a really awkward position with what happens at the end of Far From Home.
Yep.
But it's time to move on to our next story. We only have 2 stories left.
Ooh.
I know. Which one do you want? Do you want to go to the galaxy far, far away, or the middle of the Earth?
The middle of the Earth.
All right. This is not the happiest story, but I think it's going to have a happy ending. On the set of the Lord of the Rings television show, currently filming in New Zealand, unfortunately there was an accident. And a stunt woman, not an accident, but stunts are dangerous.
Yeah.
And a stunt woman, Dana Grant, unfortunately was hurt and is going to be requiring surgery for an aneurysm in her brain, as well as some other injuries. Our thoughts fully go out to her and her family and to the people who care about her, because this is really tough. Being a stunt person is dangerous. It is a risk that they take. And I have so much love and respect for the stunt community. The stuff that we love really isn't possible without that community and without the risks that they assume in order to make really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And Dana Grant, the stunt woman at the center of this injury, has made some really cool stuff, including working on the original Xena show, as well as being one of the Amazons in Wonder Woman 1984. Mm-hmm. So in response to this, Lucy Lawless, Xena, the warrior princess herself, put out a call to help raise money to help have a fund to help with this stunt woman's recovery.
Yep.
To make sure that she's getting the PT and everything that she needs. Mm-hmm. And the community really rallied behind her and really got together. And Lucy Lawless is just the most incredible person. And I love Xena. That was like a childhood thing for me. Yeah. Oh, someone's calling me.
No.
Not right now, you're not. It's tough. It's always tough when some people get hurt. But it's difficult because that is the job in a way.
Yeah. Like, yeah, man, it's tough. It's the people that take the risks and they're trained for it, but things happen sometimes, and it's, I don't know, it's scary, but it does happen, and we hope that she'll be okay. It looks like she's going to get the attention and the care and post-care that she deserves, which does make me very happy.
They raised about $60,000 to take care of her, $6,000 American. Her credits, I want to call out some of her other credits, because she was also in Mad Max Fury Road and Ash vs. the Evil Dead, the TV show. In Xena, she was the stunt double for Xena. She was, she was the stunt Xena. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate. I'm sure it's difficult for everyone on the Lord of the Rings set. It is always hard when someone gets hurt on set.
Yeah.
It hits the morale, but you got to keep going, and that can be really difficult.
Yeah.
The stunt people get really close on those sets, and so my heart goes out to all the people who worked with her on that set as well. She does have a traumatic brain injury and upper spinal neck injury, and we'll be getting that surgery soon. And so we just wanted to call it out but we wanted to talk about it because it is important. There are so many people who aren't the main actors in these productions that are so important. Stunt people are among them. This is a part of the industry, but we really hope that she gets the care and attention that she needs to make a full recovery and get back to doing what she loves.
Yeah. Miller is asking why would they need to raise money, because they feel like it should be covered. And so the actual like medical expenses, I believe, are covered. This is to help with like post-care and, you know, taking care of the bills and figuring out what you do from surgery onwards. And
well, it's also you know, when your job is your body, it can be, and you have recovery time, like not everything's covered.
Like,
and
she's going to be out of work for a long time, and this money is going to help her alleviate the stress.
Hopefully, yeah.
Of having to, you know, try to hurry up her recovery so she can get back to work again to make money. And so it's more of like a cushion than it is actually taking care of like medical bills. Mm-hmm. From what we understand, anyways.
Yeah. Taters is saying in the chat that there is a story about unsafe working conditions on the set. That has not broken into a larger degree, Taters, that I've seen, so I don't want to make any commentary on that, because I don't, you know, just partially for legal reasons, since we do call ourselves a news show. But you know, if there is a problem on that set, the most likely person that you'll hear from about it would be a union representative. And I truly hope that is not the case, because that would be very unfortunate. But in my experience working with union stunt people, you know, the care and attention is really there. Yeah. And I would be surprised if things on this set were that difficult.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it.
Especially considering how much money they have. Like, it's $1 billion show. But I could be wrong, and I'm totally willing to be wrong on that if stories come out. But until you know, that is coming out from a Deadline or a Hollywood Reporter or someone, you know, one of the bigger articles, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to buy too much into it. You know, especially given how social media works these days, like anyone can say anything.
Yeah, we'll make sure that
But we'll keep an eye out for that, because if the set isn't safe, I would like to talk about that and why that's insane. Stunt people deserve all the protections in the world, because their job is dangerous and you can't protect them from everything.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2 unfortunately had a stunt woman die in a motorcycle accident. It is a dangerous job, and whatever we can do to make it as safe as possible, we absolutely should. Mm-hmm. And you know, I'm just hoping for the best for Dana Grant. And you know, she's had an incredible career and has also spent her time when she's not on set training the next generation of stunt people. Yeah. So, you know, this is the kind of inspirational person that and all stunt people are inspirational to me, to be honest, because I couldn't jump out that window. I would if you paid me enough, but I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I think she'll be well taken care of. So
yeah. But it's time for our final story of the day. It's an exciting one for me. Star Wars Visions is coming this September. This is going to be an anime anthology series coming to Disney Plus. In case you just aren't getting enough Star Wars in your life, with the Book of Boba Fett coming up and The Bad Batch running weekly, which is a great show. We haven't been doing spoiler chats on it because the episodes individually aren't as meaty. It's hard to find stuff to talk about.
Yeah, they're shorter, and it is meant to be accessible for kids as well. So they're not super in depth. Like, you know, it's...
The first episodes are fun to talk about, but the last, you know, some of them are a little fillery. We're not going to do weekly spoiler chats for The Bad Batch anymore, especially since it's 16 episodes. It's very long. Yeah. But we're loving it. We're really loving it. We get excited for it every Friday morning. I am really excited for this anthology. Unlike The Bad Batch and the other Disney Plus stuff on... Star Wars stuff on Disney Plus, I do not believe that this is going to be canon content. I think that this is going to live in like the Legends tab, especially from the look of some of the shorts. It doesn't look like it could necessarily be canon at times, and I'm actually kind of excited about that. I hope Disney makes more Star Wars content that doesn't feel like it has to be as tied to everything else. Yeah,
we had a talk about this in my stream the other day, where we talked about, you know, not like retconning, but things that they decided are not canon. We were specifically talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., actually, I believe. Oh, yeah. Because that one is not 100% clear.
It's not canon.
Yeah, but there was a debate in my chat, because it has been alluded to by certain people, but it hasn't actually been outright said based on like the quotes. So it's just one of those like weird things where you're like, okay, it's not canon, but they don't want to say it's not canon, right?
No, Kevin Feige said it's not canon.
We couldn't find anything to support that. Anyways.
I'm pretty sure he said that.
Anyways, I was streaming at the time, so my chat was doing the work for me. But it was an interesting discussion about, I actually, I can appreciate when companies, make content based off of huge franchises, but that are not canon, because if they are, they have to stick into a rigid. There's a lot of rules and stories and things that they have to follow, and not having that pressure actually allows for some really interesting creativity, I find. And so I think having canon and non-canon stuff is great. It's great as long as we acknowledge what's what. I think that it allows for a lot of room and play and interesting takes and ideas. It's like doing a cosplay that's inspired by a character as opposed to it has to exactly follow that specific character.
So it was actually James Gunn who said it.
Yes, we were able to find that, but Kevin Feige himself has not.
Which is fair.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It feels like it's not canon, but they don't want to say.
Well, the reason why I don't believe it's to be canon is because it wasn't Kevin Feige who directed it. It was or not directed, but show ran it. Right. It was under Ike Perlmutter before Disney kind of got rid of him. So it's to bring this back to Star Wars. This is going to be made by outside studios. Right. They have brought in... this isn't like Disney Animation is going to try and make anime. Yeah. They have brought in anime studios, like Trigger Studios is going to make one of the shorts. And they are going to make Star Wars anime shorts for Disney under their style.
Yeah, because the art style looks really, really unique and fun and what that studio is doing with Star Wars is really cool to see because it's a kind of completely different take.
Taters is saying I want Star Wars to go back to that weird experimental era again. I don't know. I'm not sure what era you're talking about, Taters. I don't think Star Wars has ever... Star Wars is the experiment. Like, all of Star Wars is the experiment, right? Like, it's its own thing in a way now. But I don't know when it got super experimental, other than the Tartakovsky Clone Wars seasons. But, I don't think the prequels were... other than experimenting with technology, which I always love when Star Wars does, when they play with advancing technology. And I think Star Wars should try and continue to do. I think that this is a good series to play with new things. Like Jar Jar Binks. I know Jar Jar Binks is not a beloved character, but certainly the technology advancements that they made with Jar Jar Binks allowed for some of our most beloved characters now, like Gollum. The apes in the Planet of the Apes movies certainly, wouldn't have come as far along as quickly without Jar Jar Binks. He was our first, fully motion captured character. And, Ahmed Best does not get enough credit at all for the incredible, achievement of Jar Jar Binks from a technical perspective. And, say what you want about his character. People have strong feelings about that. I personally love Jar Jar. But that is because I was 7 when The Phantom Menace came out, and I'm nostalgically in love with that character.
Yep.
So it's tough. I don't know. But what I do know is that Ahmed Best did his job and helped create a technology and then got crapped on for it for 2 decades, and I think it's insane. Because he's such a lovely, incredible human, and I just love him so much. I got to see him come out on stage at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago in 2019, and I literally cried. I was like, "Yes, Ahmed, you deserve so much better."
Yeah.
Check out if you like to watch kids fall off of things. Check out the Star Wars. What is it called? It's like the Journey to the Temple, but it's Star Wars. It's like a game show where kids compete to become Jedi. On Disney's YouTube channel. It's very funny, and there's a lot of kids falling, and I shouldn't enjoy it, but it really is fun to watch.
All right.
Tater says, I guess I mean that it takes itself too seriously these days. Star Wars Tales, a lot of the new Legends books had a lot more heart and humor. Interesting. I don't know, Tater. I kind of disagree with that only because we've had a lot of really fun, humorous Star Wars stuff lately. I think Resistance was really fun, humorous take for kids. I thought the Star Wars Lego holiday special last year was really fun. We really liked that. And, you know, I think Mandalorian is a more serious show, but I don't think The Bad Batch necessarily is.
Yeah, that's true. It's tough.
I don't know. I think they're being very experimental right now because they're making so much content.
It's tough with that, like all of that, though, because there has always been a lot of Star Wars content between the books and the shows and the movies and everything. So it's...
That's true.
You know, you could say that in this era, the books were a little more experimental. In this era, the show was. There's so much Star Wars over such a broad span of time.
Yeah.
That it's, you know, that one's kind of tough to coin. And I'm sure somebody will do it 100 years from now.
Yeah. I agree with Taters, though. I'm really excited for Visions because it looks like it's very different. And I like very different Star Wars stuff, right?
Well, and this Visions, it looks really, really cool, like, and not like my go-to type of entertainment, but it still looks, I think, well done and fascinating. We
don't really watch anime, but I will definitely be checking out every episode of this.
No, I've seen like one anime.
I've seen more. I like Dragon Ball Z a lot.
No, I've seen Full Metal Alchemist, and that's it. Like, as far as anime goes, just those two shows.
Yeah. I have a feeling that's going to change. I have a feeling anime is becoming more popular. I have a feeling because there's a lot of like superhero animes that I do want to watch. I want to watch the Batman Ninja stuff.
Wait, Avatar doesn't count, right?
Avatar is Western anime.
Yeah, like it's animated, but...
Well, no, it's in like an anime style, but it is made by a Western studio.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But I did like Avatar.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. It wasn't my like favorite thing ever the way it is for some people.
Yeah.
I love the first two seasons. The third season is just the beginning of it's a little rough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we talk about that anywhere? Did we ever make a video about Avatar?
We put it in a podcast.
Did we?
Yep.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
we have put out
a lot of content.
So much stuff.
Yep. Yes, we have.
And
thank you for being here.
Just like how if you buy Javi coffee, you can make so much coffee with just this little bottle of coffee concentrate. Go to our affiliate link in the description below if you want to pick up your own bottle of Javi coffee. #DrinkJavi. They watched our video. The Javi people watched our video of us talking about Javi. And they sent me an email and they're like, hey, we really love the video. Just wanted to point out you didn't use the hashtag. And I was like, okay,
oops.
Sorry. I'm glad you like went and watched my content though. Thanks for the view.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thanks to the boost of the algorithm. Y'all, that's our show for today.
Yeah. Yeah, we covered a wide spectrum of things. It was nice.
It was fun. It was a good show.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we head out?
No, I'm going to be streaming Subnautica later today. I'm pretty sure. I know. I know. I think...
Is it going to be Subnautica?
I don't think so. I think we're getting to the end of the game. I think we will actually finish the game tonight. So if you would like to stop by the conclusion of the game, please do. I'm not ready, but it's gonna be great.
Are you gonna cry?
I don't know. The first one made me cry.
I know. I remember.
So I don't know.
I will be back tomorrow. I'm gonna be playing Resident Evil 7. Because we beat the game, but we need to do all the DLCs. So tomorrow we're gonna beat all the DLCs for Resident Evil 7 so that I can move it off of my computer to make some space for other video games. We'll be coming back to Pokemon on Thursday. I need a break. Played a lot of Pokemon. So come Thursday for Pokemon Platinum, the Redux, because the first playthrough of Pokemon Platinum didn't count because it was broken, unfortunately. But yeah, so if you want to watch me freak out tomorrow, come watch that. It's going to be, I'm going to scream like a baby again because that game just gets me. It's so scary.
It looks so terrifying.
So I know. There's one jump scare and oh god, I lost my mind. But yeah, love you guys. As always, I just want to say a huge thank you to our patrons over at patreon.com/nerdynightly. Like I said at the beginning of the show, those tiers are going to be changing up soon, so keep an eye out. And consider joining at the $1 tier. That's 25 cents a week. But you get bonus podcast. You get access to the Patreon-only Discord channel. And new to the $1 tier is going to be YouTube behind-the-scenes videos, as well as early access to our YouTube videos. That's all going to be at the $1 tier. So please consider joining at the $1 tier so we can get you to be a page of the Nerd Table. And maybe one day we'll convince you to become Knights of the Nerd Table. As always, you can follow us over on Twitch. I'm over at twitch.tv/nerdynightly.
I'm over at twitch.tv/clarusdracarys.
And like we always say, because I already said and as always twice, because I start sentences with things a lot. My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
Do something nerdy tonight, you dang nerds.
Bye, guys.
Bye.